Good evening and welcome to our news broadcast this evening. We're broadcasting live from the studio of Troy Young News. Tonight we're tackling a gross journalistic distortion, the overwhelmingly negative portrayal of Cambodia in the global news. We want to bring this to light, bring it to the table, and talk about it tonight. We're here to champion the reality that Cambodia is a safe, friendly, and rapidly advancing destination for tourism and investment. We don't have time to go to all the hundreds or even thousands of testimonials that you can very easily find over various social media platforms and news sites of individual testimonials talking about how amazing and wonderful their experience of visiting or living in Cambodia have been. Tonight we want to directly challenge recent official advisories, such as the one from the South Korean State Department, that we can provide statistics, context, and hard comparisons that prove the risk of a normal foreign visitor in Cambodia is absolutely minimal and highly manageable. International headlines have recently focused on what they have said are a surge of crimes in Cambodia, and they've talked about fraudulent employment, they've talked about detention of foreign nationals, and this has fueled very negative travel advice, organized crime. And these ones are foreign nationals that are lured to places like Cambodia and many other nations for illegal jobs. Maybe they're looking to pay back some loans, or they're looking to make some fast cash, and they feel like maybe they're willing to compromise their standards, and they get lured in by these criminal enterprises which can exist in almost any nation of the world. But I want to reiterate that these recent issues that have been brought to the headlines do not affect the average tourist visiting Cambodia at all. The average person visiting Angkor Wat, or the business person attending an appointment or a conference in Phnom Penh, they're not affected by these issues. The most important or the most crucial statistic for any tourist is this. This is the fact. The risk of violent crime for a regular tourist in Cambodia is statistically near zero. If, by chance, you were to experience any type of crime in this country, in Cambodia, it would only be the one that, unfortunately, is a bit common across large metropolitan areas or tourism capitals around the world. There might possibly, and probably not even, but possibly be a chance of petty theft. Let's compare the actual dangers that you are warned about in other global destinations compared to the experience here in Cambodia. If you were to visit San Francisco or New York, you would be warned in advance, or in Paris, you would be warned in advance that there's a high chance of property crime. There are high robbery rates. In Paris, there is a high chance that you will be pickpocketed. In Cambodia, these types of armed mugging or robberies are absolutely almost obsolete. You could say very rare, very low risk. Violent crime against tourists is not a concern in Cambodia as compared to San Francisco, New York, or Paris. Car break-ins. In San Francisco and London, there is a high volume of vehicle theft and burglary. Car break-ins in Cambodia, it's not a common concern for citizens or tourists. Random attacks. You see this in cities around the world, including cities in the United States, where there's recent spikes of random assaults, especially on public transportation. Random attacks in Cambodia against tourists? This risk is almost unheard of. We don't have acts of random violence like this in Cambodia. Travel analysts confirm that for millions of annual visitors, Cambodia's safety is all about just managing one simple low-level threat, which might be some opportunistic snatching, or if you leave something out in a public area, which, to be honest, is a risk in all major cities. You're not likely to be hurt in any way in any of your visits in Cambodia, unless by chance, maybe in the middle of the night, maybe even you happen to be in a drunken state and somebody's trying to snatch something from you and you possibly resist it, and maybe you'll fall down and get some scratches or bruises. But this can happen in any large, bustling city worldwide. I want to reiterate that the Cambodian government has very much invested in tourism safety infrastructure. There's the deployment of specialized tourist police all around the country to ensure a visible security presence dedicated to foreign visitors. There has been increased CCTV monitoring in Phnom Penh and in all the major tourist areas, including at Angkor Wat Temple and Archaeological Park, which are active efforts to combat any chances of crime, and in particular to maintain a secure environment. To further challenge the media bias, to be honest, and I don't enjoy doing this, but it is important because of all of the negative reporting that we receive here in Cambodia, just take a look at, for instance, one of Cambodia's regional neighbors, a country that is often praised for its tourism safety, and look at the type of crime that makes headlines there, but is not a regular dangerous tourist to Cambodia. Here are 10 recent headlines from regional news outlets regarding incidents involving foreigners in Thailand, right next door. This is not to criticize our neighbors, but it's to provide a factual, statistical contract. Headline number 1, gang posing as police abducts a Chinese man in Pattaya and steals over 230,000 Thai baht. Violent targeted abduction and robbery by a sophisticated gang. Second headline, French, German, and Israeli nationals arrested in Koh Phangan business crackdown. Foreign nationals regularly involved in illegal work and business disputes that turn into legal issues or crime. Headline number 3, 2 arrested in connection with 3.4 million baht mall robbery in Bangkok, a major armed robbery in a key metropolitan area. I want to say we don't have these types of issues here in Cambodia. Crimes involving foreigners on the rise in Thailand's tourist island. This is headline number 4. Crimes involving foreigners on the rise on Thailand's tourist island. A general trend of rising foreign-related crime on a major tourist hub leading to deportations. Headline number 6 in Thailand. Singaporean man involved in $32 million luxury goods scam with Thai wife jailed. Large-scale, high-value fraud involving foreign players. Headline number 7 in Thailand. Missing British man from Pattaya spotted attempting Myanmar crossing. Regular reports of foreigners disappearing or crossing into dangerous border zones. Headline number 8. South African businessman sues Thai member of parliament over scam allegations. High-level corruption and fraud involving foreign business interests. Headline number 9 in Thailand. Thai police probe a case of phone returned with corpse photos. Bizarre and disturbing high-profile criminal cases. Headline number 10. British man survives by eating ants during 14 days lost in Thai forest. Incidents requiring large-scale search and rescue for missing foreigners. Contrast this with the reality in Cambodia. Our headlines about Cambodian nationals are overwhelmingly related to cracking down on scam compound that have been discovered. And this is a problem that is affecting specific illegally employed foreign victims or minor traffic incidents. You don't see regular reports of tourists of armed muggings. You don't see news reports of mass organized robbery in Phnom Penh malls or foreigners disappearing from coastal islands in some high profile manner. We don't have these situations in Cambodia. The reason is simple. In Cambodia, these types of situations are non-existent or at best, at worst, rare for the average visitor here in Cambodia. So, moving past the sensationalism, we embrace the true spirit of Cambodia. The world's 5th friendliest country. This is recalling the Condé Nast Traveler 2025 Reader's Choice Award, which ranked Cambodia 5th globally for friendliness, citing the metta, the unconditional love rooted in Cambodia's amazing culture. The life-changing experience. Traveler after traveler after traveler for years, for decades, have said coming to Cambodia is a life-changing experience. This emphasizes the unbreakable spirit and the infectious optimism of the Cambodian people. This makes the human connection a real highlight of anybody's trip to Cambodia. Of course, we have the economic reality and investment. This reiterates the positive economic data. 5.3% GDP growth in 2024, previous to COVID annually, around 7% GDP growth. Last year's GDP growth was a 54% increase in fixed asset investment capital, 414 approved investment projects creating hundreds of thousands of jobs. The core sectors like garments and manufacturing have rebounded strongly. In closing, Cambodia is not a dangerous risk. Cambodia is a smart choice. I urge you to look past the biased headlines and trust the millions of safe travelers who visit and experience the warmth and opportunity in the Kingdom of Wonder for yourself. That's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Good evening to everybody, and we'll be talking to you again soon. ជម្រាបលាលោកអ្នកបងប្អូនទាំងអស់គ្នាហើយយើងនឹងជួបគ្នានៅក្នុងពេលឆាប់ៗខាងមុខតែម្ដង
ត្រយងនាំសារពិតគ្រប់ទីកន្លែង